So a role model is a person looked up to by others as an example or to be imitated. Do any of you guys have a role model that you guys look up to?
What?
Toya,
Hey.
Grandma said she doesn't want you on her lap.
Sit on the floor. Hey, sit on the
Look.
floor.
So do you guys have any role models?
Yeah. My grandma, my dad, Mackenzie, sister.
Good. Good. So there's 5 qualities that make up a role model. There's more, but these are the 5 we're going to talk about. Passion and ability to inspire, clear set of values, commitment to community, selflessness and acceptance of others, and ability to overcome obstacles. So passion and ability to inspire. What does it mean to be passionate? Someone who is passionate about being a role model shows a very strong feeling about a person or thing. Passion is an intense emotion, compelling enthusiasm, or desire for anything. Role models show passion for their work and have the capacity to infect others with their passion. So what does it mean to inspire? That is someone who inspires to be a role model has the urge and ability to do or feel something, especially to do something creative. They're always trying to give back to the next generation. So you have to have a clear set of values. So that means a role models live their values in the world. Children admire people who act in ways that support their beliefs. It helps them understand how their own values are part of who they are and how they might seek fulfilling roles as adults. So the commitment to community. So what should a role model do in the community? So role models are other focused as opposed to self-focused. They're usually active in their communities, freely giving of their time and talents to benefit people. The community admired people who served on local boards, reached out to neighbors in need, voted, and were active members in community organizations. So selflessness and acceptance of others. What is a selfless role model? So that is a person who cares enough to take a risk on their own gain to do, give, or say something for others, for another person, without ever expecting a token in return for the deed, act, or accomplishment made from it. The definition of acceptance is the act of accepting something or someone. A role model that shows selflessness and acceptance of others is a person that cares enough to take a risk on someone or something, does not expect anything in return. So the ability to overcome. Success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life, but as by the obstacles which one has overcome. So what do you think that means? Why do you think it's good to overcome the obstacles in life to get to where you want to go?
Because if you don't overcome anything, you'll never get anywhere.
Good.
You won't grow as a person.
Good. So a mentor. A mentor is a person or friend who guides a less experienced person by building trust and modeling positive behaviors. An effective mentor understands that his or her role is to be dependable, engaged, authentic, and tuned into the needs of the mentee. The definition is a special kind of helper who works with others in a positive, constructive way so that both mentor and protege have the potential to grow through the relationship. So you guys should know what friends are. A friend is someone who can hang out with, have fun with, and depend on. So a true friend is someone who understands your past, believes in your future, and will accept you for the way you are. So these are going to be some qualities that we're going to talk about more in depth of how you can go from being a good friend to becoming a good leader. Honesty. It's whatever ethical plane you hold yourself to. When you are responsible for a team of people, it's important to raise the bar even higher. Your friends are a reflection of yourself, and if you make honest and ethical behavior a key value, your friends will follow suit. Ability to delegate. The key to delegation is identifying the strengths of your team and capitalizing on them. Find out what each friend enjoys doing most. Chances are they find that task more enjoyable, they will likely put more thought and effort behind it. Communication. Training new members and creating a productive work environment all depend on healthy lines of communication. Whether that stems from an open door policy to your office or making it a point to talk to your staff on a daily basis, making yourself available to discuss inner office issues is vital. Your team will learn to trust and depend on you and will be less hesitant to work harder. A sense of humor. You encourage your team to laugh at the mistakes instead of crying. If you're constantly learning to find the humor in the struggles, your friendship will become a happy and healthy space. Make it a point to crack jokes with your friends and encourage personal discussions and weekend plans and trips. It's these short breaks from the task at hand that help keep productivity levels high and morale even higher. Confidence. Uh, there may be days where the future of your friendship is worrisome and things aren't going according to plan. This is true with any friendship, large or small. And the most important thing is not to panic. Part of your job as a leader is to put out fires and maintain the team morale. Keep up your confidence level and assure everyone that setbacks are natural. And the important thing is to focus on the larger goal. As a leader, by staying calm and confident, you will keep the team feeling the same. Remember, your friends will take cues from you. So if you exclude a level of calm, damage control, your friends will pick up on that feeling. The key objective is to keep everything working and moving ahead. Commitment. If you expect your team to work hard and produce quality content, you're going to need to lead by example. There's no greater motivation than seeing the boss down in the trenches working alongside everyone else. Showing that hard work is being done on every level by providing your commitment to the brand and your role will not only earn the respect of the team, but will also instill the same hardworking energy among your friends. It is important to show your commitment not only to the work at hand, but also to your promise. If you pledge to host a holiday party or uphold summer Fridays, keep your word. You want to create a reputation for not just working hard, but also be known as the fair leader. Once you have gained the respect of your team, they are more likely to deliver the peak amount of quality work possible. Positive attitude. You want to keep your friends motivated towards the continued success of friendship and keep the energy levels up. Whether that means providing snacks, coffee, relationship advice, or even just an occasional soda. Remember that everyone in your friendship is a person. Keep the mood at a fine balance between productivity and playful. If your team is feeling happy and upbeat, chances are they won't mind staying that extra hour to finish a school report or devoting their best work to the group project. Remember, always think positive. Creativity. Some decisions will not always be so clear cut. You may be forced at times to deviate from your set course and make an on-the-fly decision. This is where your creativity will prove to be vital. It is during these critical situations that your team will look at you for guidance, and you may be forced to make a quick decision. As a leader, it is important to learn to think outside the box, to close which of two and to choose which of two bad choices is the best option. Don't immediately choose the first or easiest possibility. Sometimes it's best to give these issues some thought and even turn to your friends for guidance. By utilizing all possible options before making a rash decision, you can typically reach the end conclusion you were aiming for. Intuition. When leading a team through uncharted waters, there is no roadmap on what to do. Everything is uncertain, and the higher the risk, the higher the pressure. That is where your natural intuition has to kick in. Guiding your friends through the process of your day-to-day tasks can be honed down as a science, honed down to a science. But when something unexpected occurs or you are thrown into a new scenario, your friends will look to you for guidance. Drawing on past experience, it is a good reflex, as is reaching out to the mentors for support. Eventually, eventually though, the tough decision will be up to you to decide on how you will need to depend on uh, you to you to decide, and you will need to depend on your gut instinct for answers. Learning to trust yourself is as important as your friends learning to trust you. Ability to inspire. Creating a friendship often involves a bit of forecasting, especially in the beginning stages of a startup. Inspiring your friends to see the vision of the successes come to come is vital. Make your friends feel invested in the accomplishments of the group. Generating enthusiasm for the hard work you are all putting in is so important. Being able to inspire your friends is great for focusing on the future goals, but it's also important for the current issues. When you are all mere deep into work, morale is low. The energy levels are fading. Recognizing that everyone needs a break now and then. Acknowledge the work that everyone has dedicated and commend the team on each of their efforts. It is your job to keep the spirits up, and that begins with the appreciation for the hard work. So, appearance and hygiene. Why do you guys think appearance and hygiene is important to becoming a good leader?
Because if you look gross and smell gross, nobody wants to be around you.
True. Okay. So if someone were to have a bad appearance or hygiene, you should quietly and discreetly call them away from where they are. Because if a coworker complained about the hygiene problem, uh, they know exactly why you're pulling the employee into a meeting. You should hold a meeting before the employee goes home for the day, because there's no sense in telling the person first thing in the morning, causing them to feel self-conscious all day, especially if the employee can't go home to shower or change clothes. You should always think about how you would want to be told about this problem. Role play with a colleague or supervisor to practice. Emphasize, you should acknowledge that you understand that this is difficult for the employee to hear, but you would be neglecting your duties as a manager to ignore it. Stick to the topic of work. Tell the employee about the negative effects on the work environment, lack of teamwork because the coworkers avoid them. Don't try to guess why the employee has that problem. So don't give off the sense that the employee is guilty of wrongdoing, or this is a disciplinary session, but declare that the employee needs to take care of the problem. Give the employee a chance to respond. if they want to. They may tell you the odor is a result of a medical condition or a religious issue. Showing you're willing to help is better than standing ground on the change or else demand. Suggest that the employee visit a doctor or dentist if they tell you that they already practice good hygiene habits. But if the employee denies there's a problem at all, you may have to get him or her to face the facts, for example, by telling the employee that coworkers spray air freshener after they come around. You should set goals, a timeline, or consequences for not reaching those goals. You may require the employee to show immediate improvement, but a better tactic is to expect the employee to show that they are taking steps toward improvement, such as by making a doctor's appointment, follow through with the consequences if they fail to improve. And you should finally require the employee, recognize the employee, recognize that the employee might be embarrassed or upset, and end the conversation abruptly. If that does happen, just follow up with the employee in a few days to check whether he or she got the message and has taken steps toward improvement. So these are some examples of how you should appear. Honestly, the first three here aren't terrible. Well, this one isn't bad for an environment that I work in. This is perfectly fine. The real thing is here, you should never show skin at work. Don't have a crop top on or a muscle shirt or anything like that.